Hey Hoyas, welcome to our first ever Hoyavision remote broadcast.
This pandemic has changed how all of our lives work, and we know this looks different.
But we're glad you're safe and healthy and can't wait to see you back at school in November. There have been many theories as to how we can keep this virus under control, but one that has remained a constant is wearing a mask and staying socially distant from people in public areas.
Yes, and today Katie has a few reminders and tips for wearing a mask in public.
Hey Hoyas, it's Raymond, and today is September 11th, 2020. Today marks 19 years since the terrorist attacks on the United States. The one with the Twin Towers in New York City, and the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., and the plane crash in Pennsylvania headed for the White House. Today, we say thank you to all the service members who worked tirelessly through 9/11 and the days after to make sure that the country was repaired. We thank you all so very much. Tori and Cassie now join us to bring all the latest on the sports and how things have changed since we last saw you.
Hey Hoyas, have you heard about the sports that are going on now?
We have football, softball, cross country, and more.
Let's recap how the first Friday Night Lights went with Corona protocols with an interview from running back Emmett Hill.
Okay, so we're going to start with the first question. How has COVID-19 affected football this season?
Uncertain, because any team can get COVID and COVID outbreak at any time, so it's really uncertain. But it's more affected our preparation for our games, because like earlier when we first started the quarantine, we couldn't practice at all, so we didn't know our play. It's going into this season now, that kind of showed during our Hoyavision game. We're trying to struggle as a team. So it hasn't really affected us now, but back then, when we couldn't practice, that's when it really took effect.
All right, so what are the new rules that you now have to follow due to COVID-19?
So GHSA hasn't really gave us a whole lot of rules. They haven't been really vocal with what they want us to do. We just have to stay 6 feet apart on the sidelines. But for our coaches, they've given us less people to play with, so we take up less space on the sidelines. We can't really go anywhere outside of practice, so we have to live in a bubble. But that's really all that's happened. There hasn't been much change to it.
That looked like a tough game, but we'll get them next time. Their next game is today at North Forsyth. Don't forget that you can listen live on Hoya Nation Sports app. Good luck, Hoyas.
Running into cross country, we got a chance to interview Coach Scott. Let's see how it went.
Hey Hoyas, my name is James Boyle and I had the opportunity to talk to the coach of the cross country team, Coach Scott, on how he's been successfully holding practice during a pandemic.
So back in June, we were told that we were finally going to be able to practice, but we could only have 20 people per group of practice. So with a team of about 140 or so, we had to break up into 7 groups of 20, and that included our coaches. And when the athletes arrived, we would check them in by taking their temperature, asking them questions about coughing, headache, fatigue, sore throat, etc., just to make sure that they didn't have any symptoms of corona. I think we've done a pretty good job. We asked the kids to wear masks when we're checking in.
It's great to see the Hoyas being safe and kicking butt at the same time. Good luck to the cross country team this weekend at the Carrollton Invitational. Go Hoyas!
We would like to congratulate our boys on finishing second in a recent meet to start off their season and our girls finishing 4th and 5th. And make sure you go out and support them this Saturday at a Carrollton Ortho Invite and this Friday at Wingford against Wingford.
Pitching into softball, let's see how Corona is affecting them.
Hi, my name is Bianca Sanchez on Hspn, and today we are going to be getting insight on our Hoya softball teams and how they are handling the coronavirus. Okay, So what safety procedures are y'all taking due to coronavirus?
So every practice and every game, we have to have our temps checked and answer questions if we have symptoms or not, and we have to wear masks in the dugout. And at practice, we have to social distance as much as we can.
Okay, how do you feel about social distancing and wearing masks?
It's not fun at all because I can't breathe for one, and I'm just used to talking with my teammates and socializing and working together, and it's hard when you have to be separate.
This year's softball season is different from last year's softball season because before every game and practice, we have to get our temperature taken, and if it's over 100, then we have to go home. And then whenever we have indoor practice, we use the indoor facility, and we have to wear a mask in there.
All right, well, that is our updated news for our Hoyas softball season. See you guys next time. Bye, Hoyas.
Congrats for beating River Ridge 12-4 and having a great senior night. Good luck at your next game Tuesday against North Cobb.
Thank you, Hoyas, for tuning into HSPN. I hope you guys have a great week.
Welcome back to Hoyavision. We still have some awesome stories to get to today.
Yes, we do. And Jasmine is here to bring us some good feelings with a segment on pandemic volunteering.
It's college application season, Hoyas. Although COVID put many volunteer opportunities on hold, there are still many safe ones out there. Club Med is an organization that allows high school students to earn medical shadowing hours through Zoom classes.
There to help me if there's any procedures that I'm doing that I need help with, or setting up rooms and stuff like that.
Their online sessions, Zooming through summer, allow students to interact with medical professionals through YouTube Live and Zoom. For verification of attendance, students must send a summary of the session to Club Med's email. They can sign up on the organization's Instagram. If you're into researching, Zooniverse is the place for you. They offer hundreds of projects in different subjects such as biology, health, and zoology. You can help endangered species by tagging them on provided images. Look how adorable these penguins are. If you're tired of being at home, donating blood at a local blood drive is a great place to go. Local student Michelle explains just how easy it was.
It was easy to apply. All I had to do was put in the zip code, find the nearest one, and book an appointment.
Donating has never been so important. Just listen to what retired nurse Jean has to say about it.
Please donate. There's always a need. One of these days it could be your relative, family member that'll need it.
It truly isn't that scary. Michelle's arm, for example, it was numb for a few hours, but soon enough she was back behind the wheel. So whether you go for Zooming through summer, Zooniverse, or donating blood, I hope your new volunteer hours get you into a great college.
I love to see that no matter the circumstances, our community finds a way to make sure that everyone feels loved.
Me too. Shout out to my mom who works for Cobb County Schools. Those teachers are going through a very stressful time, and we want to say thank you to every teacher that works tirelessly every day, including our own Mr. Phelps.
Something else that teachers and many parents are struggling with right now is having a child at home and trying to get back to the office. So let's highlight some of the CCSD teachers that are teaching with kids right now with them at home.
School parking lots are empty and classrooms are void of any student life. But despite all that, school is still very much in session.
That's right, Hoyas. School is in full swing. It's just online. Riley Curtis had a chance to go talk to a couple of teachers about how they feel about this and how this is going for them. Let's go check it out.
What is it like not being able to see your students every day in the classroom?
I socially teach, so to be in my classroom, to be in the classroom, I think, is not being in my classroom is it's not changing the way I teach. It's just I just wish we were in the classroom because I feel like I'm more effective in front of students and intertwined in discussion and things like that.
Well, for me, it's definitely hard. I'm sure for many teachers, we like having that one-on-one, with our kids. Love building those relationships and just really getting to know our kids. So for me, that's just been really hard.
What do you think has been the biggest struggle with virtual Zoom sessions?
I might say one of the biggest issues is just following through with instructions, because I feel like when we're face to face, it's easier for you to see me and write those items down.
But there are positives. Teachers have said they enjoy this limited exposure, quality time with their families, and the shortened class periods.
Teachers really are superheroes, and they're the ones who got us and our senior class of 2021 to the point they're at now.
This year's seniors deserve all the love and recognition they can because this year just isn't going their way.
Yeah, it's definitely a crazy time. This quarantine has caused a lot of stuff to stop. Like, you can't sneeze or cough in public. You have to eat outside of restaurants. And stores won't even let you in their store without a shirt. When we were first told about this quarantine thing, we were thinking, quarantines, wow, that's some kind of like a fight club or something. We were all super excited for something like that because, it's never been done before. And then we found out that schools can actually be closed. And I don't think anybody was excited at that point. I've kept myself busy during this time. Come up with a few games I can play. One of them is I see what words I can find that rhyme with quarantine. I have jelly bean, tangerine, submarine, Wolverine, Halloween. A little tip I found that's really helpful is if you find a 2-syllable word and it ends with "ine." Online school is just a little different. You treat it completely differently than a normal classroom. But there's a few tips you can have that that I've found that I think can help you guys. Like, for instance, you got to pay attention, you got to keep notes, you got to study, and raise your hand if you have a question. Oh, my camera was turned off.
Well, that brings us to a close for our first Hoyavision from home, and we're so glad that you tuned in today. We'll see you next Friday right here on Hoyavision TV for our next show with Sarah Beth and Katie.
Well, for now, I'm Holland Touchstone.
And I'm Raymond Calra. We'll see you next week, and we hope you have an awesome weekend.
Bye, Hoyas!